Well, hi YouTubers, hi, I'm back with the 6 Month 60 books, and it is A Tudor Christmas by Alison, Weir and Siobhán Clarke. Now, I said when I started this project there'd be some Christmas books. This book I've had in my to-read pile since November. I am literally the first person to get it out of my local library, and it's due back. I can't renew it anymore. Literally, it's due back in 2 days, so I'm doing this review now, okay? This book is so charming. Let me read the blurb. We're often told that Christmas was invented by the Victorians. In fact, many of our favourite Christmas traditions date back much further. As Alison, Weir and Siobhán Clarke reveal in this enchanting book, Christmas, so carol singing, present giving, mulled wine and mince pies were all as popular in Tudor times, and even Father Christmas and roast turkey dinners has its origins in the season. Throughout the festive season, all ranks of society were freed for a short time from their everyday cares to indulge in feasting, revelry and merrymaking. A carnival atmosphere presided at the royal court, with a 12-day-long festival of entertainment, pageants, theatre productions and disguising, where even the king might dress up in costume to fool his courtiers. Beautifully illustrated with original line drawings, and it is, this delightful compendium will fascinate anyone with an interest in Tudor life and anyone who loves Christmas. This book is just so enchanting. I mean, when you think about modern Christmas editions, you think about the Christmas tree was passed down from Prince Albert, you think it's all a bit more. We all know how Coca-Cola, Santa is now red because of Coca-Cola. Originally he was green or whatever. So this kind of really takes it back to the early roots of the Tudor period. I mean, it was 500 years ago, obviously. This time of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn, and it kind of shows the different how Christmas affected the class system as well, all up to the Reformation. Just little bits as well, like this. Things that I didn't know. The prominence of Christmas increased gradually after Charlemagne was crowned Roman Emperor on Christmas Day, 800. A Saxon king, Edmund the Martyr, was anointed on Christmas, 855. William the Conqueror was crowned King of England on Christmas Day, 1066. As the infant Jesus entered the world to create his holy kingdom at this time, so it was deemed an auspicious time for an earthly king to begin a reign. I like the connection, okay, between where they say, God, God and God and the monarchy. Well, this is literally taking it straight back to the source, if you will. Further along, this, where it describes a traditional Tudor Christmas dinner. And it's so interesting because this is, here we go, Christmas dinner in honour of the King of Bliss. For Christmas dinner, all classes enjoy the seasonal favourite brawn, which was fatty cuts of boar meat or pork, sometimes cooked in wine, or served sliced, spiced or garnished with gilded rosemary, bay leaves, fruits, or a sprig of Yule whitened with egg or flour to make it look like it had been dusted with snow. Brawn was so popular it called that extra cooking reindeers had to be built. The kitchens of Greenwich Palace for the steven and the boilings of prawns. The choicest cuts, the 4/4 of the boar, were served to people of status, and the rest of the souse were to the servants. There you go. I like the fact that even on Christmas, there's still caste system coming in. Yeah. And one thing I like is, the fact is that, obviously, this is the origin of the traditions. When you think of our Christmas dinners now, they were way more inventive back in Tudor times. I mean, bay leaves, fruits, a sprig of Yule whitened with egg or flour to make it look like it had been dusted with snow. I mean, who would do that now? Who would do that now? The first course, however, was additionally a boar's head, boned, stuffed with forcemeat, smeared with mustard, dressed in herbs and fruits with a roasted apple in its mouth, sometimes even painted bright colours. Would be ceremonially carried in, resplendent on its platter, by the steward of the head of the household. A blast of trumpets and a waving of the banners, with a sound of drums and pipes that many a heart was uplifted at the melody. The custom continued at court until the reign of Queen Victoria. Bring it back! Bring that tradition back! As the wild boar gradually became extinct, its presence at the Yuletide feast was increasingly reserved for a nobleman who could afford to fit out a hunting party to track down and kill an elusive beast. Yeah, well, put it with something else, So, yeah, just the way that Alison, Weir and Siobhán Clarke richly describes this world and its traditions and the creations. Like this bit here as well. I didn't know this. this is chapter. The 4th day of Christmas, the Misrule. The Feast of the Holy Innocents on the 28th of December commemorates a paranoid King Herod ordering the slaying all infants under 2 years old in an attempt to destroy the infant Christ. The massacre of the innocents, and for that reason was also called Childermas. Due to sombre associations, it was a day of fasting for adults, and sometimes when children woke, they were whipped, perhaps not too hard, as they lay in bed to remind themselves of the suffering of the murdered innocents. However, for the rest of the day, they were allowed greater license and even permitted to play in church. It was essentially a children's feast. Never heard of that. 500 years ago, that was mainstream. Now it's forgotten. I think a lot of these traditions should be brought back. Okay, not whipped. Not whipped. Okay, it goes on further. But you can see the origins. You can see how the reflection of, obviously, these people were merriment, a feast in a family, but it was all taking their religion very seriously. Well, obviously it would, because this was obviously times where the whole thing with Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn. Okay, so, but the thing is, even though there was so much going on within the royal families at this time, the traditions still remained. They got expanded upon. They got built upon. I mean, this is Father Christmas. There you go. In the train of the Lord of Misrule, there was sometimes a character called Captain Christmas or Prince Christmas. His role was to ensure that everyone made merry at Yuletide. But through the time, the tradition of Christmas being personified by one person, like Father Christmas or Santa Claus today, was well established. In fact, it was centuries old. The Saxons had welcomed the winter in the guise of King Winter, or King Frost, of our time, giving him a crown on a place by the heath, and they hoped he would be kind to them. The tradition had it at Yule. The god Woden, the lord of magic and healing, came down to earth on his 8-legged horse called Sleipnir during gatherings by the fire, and left gifts of bread and so much goodwill. In return, offerings were left out for him. He was even known as Yule Father. The Christian Saint Nicholas, Bishop of Minor, essentially dropped a sack of coins down the chimney of some poor girls who, lacking dowries, were about to resort to prostitution. Later became the patron saint of children, and his cult was very popular. All these elements would be present in the much later figure of Father Christmas. The origins of Father Christmas. Going back then. Prince Christmas. I like that. Obviously not modern invention, because the personification of Father Christmas goes back to, obviously, like the Norse period. However, it's kind of, he's like been kind of devolved from a god, a spiritual figure, into the personification of what we have today. The thing is, one thing I have found, just with the writing, okay, is as we get further along and we get near to the Reformation, okay, the 17th century, okay, you can kind of sense Alison Weir's and Siobhán Clarke's kind of attitude towards this. I mean, they are blunt and they are direct, but this is a time where Christmas itself, just let me say the word Oliver Cromwell, and you should understand. However, I did not know this. It's a common myth that Oliver Cromwell himself banned Christmas. It was the elected parliament that took the initiative. In 1644 December, with his approvings in passing a series of acts criminalising a celebration of the other saints on holy days, it was said that more mischief in that time committed is in all the year besides what masking and murmuring, whereby robbery, whoredom, murder and whatnot, what dice and carding, what eating and drinking, what banquet and feasting is that used to the great dishonour of God and impoverishing of the realm. Instead, Christ's tide should be kept, if at all, merely as a day of fasting and seeking the Lord, with more solemn humiliation, before it may call to remembrance our sins and the sins of our forefathers, who have turned this feast pretending to the memory of Christ in an extreme forgetfulness of him. Yeah. Now, first of all, I love the research done in this book, but here we go. Parliament also ordered that shops and markets were open to stay open for business on the 25th of December. Anyone caught breaking the law was liable to fine or imprisonment. Yeah, damn you, Cromwell. So, exactly. So, it just shows, this book is so good to show the different attitudes and changing times and the kind of world and the things, even though, fine, we're now in the 21st century. This is an historical document. This is an important document. I found it bright, refreshing, to the point, informative. Alison Weir and Siobhán Clarke write with this beautiful style. And even though, obviously, it's, so let's say 600 years now in the future, I want to experience some of these traditions. I'm actually going to look in to see if maybe Hampton Court or whatever do this kind of thing. I would love to actually experience a Tudor Christmas like this. So, recommending this book. I know it's February. Okay, but let's read. This book is now due back to library in 2 days. That's why I'm doing this review now. I loved it, recommend it, and now I'm signing off here. 6 months, 60 books, sign off. And bye now.